I'm delighted to be with both of you. Thank you.
All right, first question. When is Uber coming to BC?
Great one.
Well, that's a great way to start. And my answer is going to be as soon as we know we have a made-in-BC solution that respects the major issues that we've heard both from passengers and from people in the industry.
So what are you actually hearing from them? I know that you have a discussion paper. What are some, just sort of briefly, what are some of the things they're saying to you? What do they need from this deal?
Well, consumers are saying they do want choice. They want flexibility. They want to be able to be serviced when they need the service. So we've heard that, but in the same breath, they're saying to us, but we want to be sure that we're protected so that we know that the vehicles are safe, that the drivers have the appropriate licensing, that they have the appropriate insurance in case there is an incident. And then there's a number of other stakeholders, of course, the taxi industry who employ a lot of people throughout the province. They have concerns about fairly over all the years they've invested in their business. And then there's been some unique things that have come out. One that surprised me, I had a meeting with leasing companies who said, under the law, if someone leases a personal vehicle and they become an Uber driver, there is a potential liability that accrues to the leasing company. So that's why we have to look at all of the implications.
So lots of other Canadian cities have managed to figure this out. Why not do some sort of a pilot project like they're doing in Quebec?
Well, we said we're going to have a made-in-BC solution. Our regime from an insurance point of view here is different than every other jurisdiction in the country.
How so?
Well, because we have ICBC and we regulate insurance on a provincial basis. Other than, the comprehensive and the collision, which you can purchase through private companies, but the liability side of it is regulated through ICBC, and therefore we want to make sure that whatever we do treats everyone who is in the industry on a level playing field.
Minister Fassbender, do you feel that what you've been working on, that the BC government is on the right track to have something hopefully before the election?
We are absolutely going to be looking at what recommendations would be taken forward. Minister Stone has looked at all of the legislation that would be affected, and it's about 8 different pieces of legislation. ICBC is looking at what options might be available, again, to protect everybody and to make sure it's a level playing field.
I talked to Uber's chief strategist last year. He said he figured for sure Uber would be up and running in BC by the end of 2016. What do you say to frustrated British Columbians who want to see Uber? When can they expect to see this operating in our province?
What I'll say to British Columbians is what we've said, and I know Uber has been aggressive, but they're not the only player in that industry. We will be sure that whatever we do and when we do it will protect the interests of consumers and people in the industry to make sure, unlike other jurisdictions, and you both know, there have been jurisdictions that sort of opened their door and then closed it and said, oops, we didn't think of this. We're taking our time to make sure we do it right, that when we make changes, it is in the best interest of all parties.
Will Uber be operating in BC by the end of 2017?
I'm not going to put a deadline on our steps, but I can tell you this report is out. We're asking people to give us any other feedback if we've missed anything. And then I know that Minister Stone will be bringing recommendations forward to Cabinet, and all I can tell you is that we will do it when we're ready to do it.
There's been questions of whether there's some sort of conflict of interest here, because over the last number of years, Minister Fassbender, different taxi associations have donated upwards of $87,000 to the BC Liberals. Is there anything that you need to take into account there, the fact that they've made a sizable donation to your political party?
Absolutely not. They've donated to all the political parties.
That is true, yes.
And simply, we are not influenced by donations on any front. We do what is right in the best interest of all British Columbians. And, we live in a democracy. If people want to donate to parties, they should be able to do that. But our interest is the interests of British Columbians.
Okay, on another subject, given this report from TransLink that the Pattullo Bridge could be unsafe in high wind conditions.